What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. I want to wish everybody a very happy new year and thank you for all the patience. But we are back. We are coming at you live from the mobile command center. As you can see, I'm wearing my winter hat. It's kind of cold out. But I wanted to bring you guys this deck profile because it's been one of the more heavily requested deck profiles. And it was featured in a recent Battle Chamber series about, I believe it was like 2 or 3 Battle Chambers ago. And I never did a deck profile for it, so I kind of wanted to just run through it and let you guys know, how it's been treating me. So we are going over. It's a Shenron variant, but it's using the Majin Buu engine. So I have been playing this deck competitively. My teammate Graham was the brainchild behind it. He was the one that built it initially, and I just kind of watched him play. And I kind of fell in love with the deck and started building it and started playtesting it for myself. The only problem with this deck is it loses to itself. And by that, what I mean is it loses to the randomness of the game. So, like, if you don't draw your pieces or, if you don't draw the right cards or if you draw the wrong cards, you kind of just lose, which sucks. But it has a very good Storm matchup because turn 3 is Turn 3 can be your kill turn. So, it's pretty interesting. And it's just, who doesn't like Kid Buu, right? So we're going to get right into the deck. I'm not going to go over the leader too much, as you guys know what Shenron does already. And I'm not going to touch too much on the basic stuff, but I'll get into some detail when it comes to the actual engine. So obviously we're playing 7 Dragon Balls. We're not playing a 1-star ball because it's not needed. You just need to draw your pieces as soon as possible. You don't really need to worry about your opponent's hand advantage because it's really not going to become a factor. Especially when you get your win con on board. Next, I'm playing the 4 super combos, generic, it's basic. 3 Child's Wish. It's the only desire card that we're playing is Child's Wish, and I kind of want to bump it up to 4, but the other problem with this deck is the space is very, very tight. So 3 has been working out. And I'm just going to leave it at 3 because I've had success with it. But I'm just kind of like, tampering with the ratios a little bit. But if you were just going to build it yourself, I mean, I would try this build, of course, and then just modify it from there. That's what I always recommend. 4 Senzu Beans because Senzu Bean is a good card. And then now we're going to get into the Majin Buu stuff. So we're playing 4 of the 3-drop Kid Buu, Out of Control Evil Majin Buu. It's a 3-drop 15k crit. So it is a Child's Wish target, and it has the Union Absorb for 1 blue energy. You can feed it a battle card, and then you get your 5-drop Majin Buu, which is the power absorbing Majin Buu, and put it on top. So as you can see right next to Majin Buu, I have the Majin Defier. I think that's South Supreme Kai. He's pretty good because he's also a 3-drop critical, which is a 15k power as well. So he is a Child's Wish target. But what makes him really good is his auto. When he attacks, you can bounce a 3-drop or less from the board to your opponent's hand. So I like to feed Majin Buu. I like to feed the Kid Buu with the Majin Defier. And then overlay the, like I'm talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Bring out the 5-drop Majin Buu. And the 5-drop Majin Buu is a 25k dual attack. And that states once per turn you can activate his ability to choose any card underneath, like choose the cards underneath him, the Majin Defier, and he gains those skills. So he becomes a 25k dual attack crit that every time he swings, he bounces a card back to your opponent's hand, which is really good, especially if they're trying to play like Yajirobe Revenge blockers on you or stuff like that, just like little cards like that. The reason it's so good against Storm is because you can bounce their Gotens or their 2-drop Gokus back to their hand, and then they have to, recommit to playing those cards again. So it's really good. Critical is a really strong mechanic in the game right now, especially when it comes to damage calculation. So having 2 critical swings at 25k is really, really good. I like the card a lot. It does die to like board destruction because it doesn't have barrier, but you can always side in the other Buu and feed the Buu and feed him that Buu because then he'll have barrier. But that's for like side deck purposes. For your main deck, you want to do what you want to do as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And I think this is the combination of cards that's going to get you to that point. And then of course we have our win con, which is the 7-drop Kid Buu, which is EX evolve for 1 blue energy over a Majin Buu 5 or more, and discard 2 cards. This card is bananas because his auto is when he EX evolves, you restand him, and he gains plus 30,000 power. So he becomes a 60k base triple strike that restands on the 5-drop Buu. So you get 2 swings with your Buu. You can bounce 2 cards back to their hand, 25k crit. If they take that damage, they go from 8 to 6, and then you bring out the Kid Buu, restand. He's 60k triple strike. If you want, you can use Shenron's ultimate ability to give him another 10k and triple attack, which is 9 damage on its own. So you could do that, or if you have enough, cards in your hand to pull it off, you could just EX evolve another Kid Buu on top, and it would be a 90k base because it gains the extra 30k on top of it. It's just a lot to deal with, but again, it does lose to like Shigesh Explosive. But then again, what in this world doesn't lose to it that doesn't have barriers? So you definitely want to be careful when you're bringing out this Buu, especially if you're playing cards that if you're playing decks that your opponent is utilizing blue, because you don't want to get Mafuba because then you just cry. But it's a pretty strong win con on turn 3, and you're playing beans and stuff to untap, so it's really vicious. Now, the best complementary engine that you can use with this Buu would be the swap engine. So we are playing 4 sorbets just to search more Dragon Balls early on, because you want to get to your backside as quick as possible, so you could just keep drawing cards and getting free Child's Wishes. So we're playing 4 sorbets. Worst case scenario, it's yellow energy for Nimbus and Battering, which you need, so it's not a bad card. Then we're playing 4 Bardock the Progenitor. Like I said, you need to see cards, so, Shenron's ability to get 2 balls a turn is great, but you just need to dig more because you want to make sure that you get your pieces. So we're playing 4 Bardocks, and then obviously you could swap the Bardock into the Goten, which is great because you're looking at top 3. Now, Goten serves 2 purposes in this deck. Not only does it get you a card by looking at top 3, but if you reveal your 5-drop Boos, you want to keep your 5-drop Boos in the deck because the 3-drop Buu grabs him from the deck. So if you go top 3 and you reveal a Buu, that automatically gets put to the bottom. So yeah, I mean, getting the +1 off of Goten is great, but it's better for this deck specifically to look at top 3, and if you get a Buu, you just put him right at the bottom so that you know you're going to have him there for your 7-drop play. That's why we do the Goten. And then the last 2 cards are 2 Flying Nimbus and 3 Battering. We're playing 2 Flying Nimbus, or I don't know if Graham is playing 2 or 3, but I'm playing 2 Flying Nimbus for space reasons and because I don't want to die to Storm. So like if I can Nimbus them and like guarantee myself another turn, because they're not going to bring you down from 8 to 0. It's impossible. Like Storm is good because it can do like 6 damage in a turn, which puts you down to 2. But if you're playing a Shenron leader and you're preserving your life total, keeping it high, they can't bring you down from 8 to 0. So as long as you could do what you have to do before they kill you, it's really good. So that's why Nimbus is there, just to protect you from those kill turns. And then also, Battering is the most important card in this deck, because when you swing with your 7-drop Buu, if they negate it, you want to be able to have the Battering to answer it, so that they're either tapped out or they can't save themselves from that attack. Now, depending on where you are in the game, if you're playing against Storm, now obviously Storm is like everyone's biggest fear. It is mine because I hate losing to Storm. So if you're playing Storm, they're going to usually put themselves down to 3. So you really only need to get 1 swing in with Kid Buu. If they combo out of the first one, you could just EX evolve for another one and then they can't do anything. And normally they'll keep up a yellow or something for like a negate. So you're just battering their negate. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's pretty much cut and dry. It's just like bring out Kid Buu as quick as possible and win. Like that's the strategy to this deck. There's really not much room for like, spicy tech choices. I mean, if you wanted to try to play a longer game, I guess there's a possibility for you to tech in some stuff, but you just want to hit your opponent in the face as quickly as possible with your win con, which is the 7-drop Buu, and you want to get him out as quickly as possible. So I think this is like the best way to do it. I mean, if you guys want to try it and maybe come up with some other things, by all means, we're always open to criticism and constructive feedback. But I really like this deck. It's super competitive and it's really fun, which is great because sometimes competitive decks can be a little on the boring side just because it's the same, rinse and repeat strategy. But this deck is a lot of fun because it has that RNG element to it. You just never know. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Hashtag Forrest Gump. But I like it. Kid Buu is really strong. So if you're looking for something that's not Storm, or if you're looking for something that's pretty competitive that's also fun, give this a whirl. I mean, obviously, you kind of just lose to RNG. So like if you don't draw your pieces, you lose. But being able to kill your opponent on turn 3 is really fun because it's a lot of the time it's good against Storm, and a lot of the time it's before any of your other opponents can set up their strategies. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. What are you guys playing? What spicy Shenron variants is everybody using right now? We're gearing up towards getting into another tournament season with all these ARG and PPG Pro Tour events. So, there's going to be a lot of more competitiveness going on. I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. Check out the links in the description below for the Facebook group, our Discord, our Patreon. We're also going to be starting up with our podcasts being posted on Podbean. So that's another way for you to access that. So I'm going to link everything in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for the support. We're looking forward to a really strong 2019 here at No Counters, No Combos, and I hope you guys come along for the ride. We'll see you in the next video. Be there or be squared.